Okay, now to set up your very first Facebook ad, what you need to do is open up Ads Manager, and there's a couple ways to do it. When you're on, now you need to do this on desktop. There's a Facebook Ads app, which will be helpful, but that's really just to check on the performance of things. If you want to set anything up, make any changes, or create, you need to do it on desktop. So you can look on this left side, you can click on this, go to Ads Manager here, or click on the settings wheel and do Manage Ads. Either one takes you to the same place. Once Ads Manager opens up, it brings you to this screen. Now with Facebook ads, I want you to understand there are 3 different levels. Okay, there's campaigns, which is the top level. Then that filters down to ad sets, which filters down to ads. So campaigns include ad sets include ads. Now I really quickly just Googled this to show you visually. So the campaign is where you set your objective. So if you want to get link clicks, that's the objective that you want. You set that at the campaign level. If you're just trying to gather leads using a Facebook lead ad, the lead generation objective, you're going to choose that at the campaign level. And then within the campaign level, you can have ad sets. The ad set is where all of the targeting and the budgeting and where you want the ad seen, all of that happens. And then within each ad set, and there could be multiple ad sets, within each ad set you could have ads, and there could be multiple ads within each ad set. The way that it works is in the ad set, you choose your scheduling, the budget, bidding if you're going to go against the automatic bidding, the audience you want the ad targeted to, who you want to see it, and where the placement, where you want the ad seen. Do you want it seen on Instagram, Instagram stories, in Marketplace, Facebook newsfeed? Those are placements. Once you've picked that, then you select the ads. That's where you do your photo, your video, your images, the text, the headlines, you put emojis and all that. That's the ad level. So those are the 3 levels of a Facebook ad. And as you can see here, you can have multiple ads and even multiple ad sets within each campaign. So if you had this ad set targeted to first-time home buyers, this ad set targeted to current homeowners, you could run the exact same ad to those different audiences by using different ad sets. And you can also, if these were targeted to homeowners, you could have this ad with a photo, this ad with a video, this ad with a slideshow, all targeted to the same audience, and then you can see which one performs best. So that's how that works. So back in Ads Manager, here's how it's laid out. You have the campaign, and to create a new one, you click the big green button right here. This is where you choose your objective. Now this is very important. You need to think about what your goal is and what you're trying to accomplish. If you just have a new blog post and you want more people to read it, to click to it and read it, you're going to want to choose traffic. If you just want the Facebook post itself that has a blog post in it, if you want that Facebook post shown and to get comments, likes, reactions, shares, then you're going to choose the engagement objective. If you're trying to get leads, if you want to use Facebook's lead capture platform, you're going to use lead generation. So you really need to know what your goal is for the ad and choose that at the campaign level. For this one in particular, we're going to choose, let's do a traffic. Traffic, same thing as website clicks. So for this, if you're going to be running home value for sellers, and then that way you know it's a traffic objective. So you create that. Look over here on the left and it shows you the 3 different levels that I just showed you on the diagram. So it goes from the campaign down to the ad set. This is where you choose where you want it to be seen and the audience. Okay, so right here, choose where you want to drive the traffic. If you want Messenger to open up once somebody clicks an ad, you choose Messenger, and that changes a few things around here. But normally it's just website. That if you have a website you want someone to visit, once they click the ad, just do website. You go down here, this is where you choose your audience. If you have custom audiences, you can choose those here. So I have some of those set up. If you don't know what custom audiences are, go watch the custom audience video within the Massive Agent Society. and that will explain that. But for right now, let's say you just wanted to show an ad to homeowners in your city that make over $50,000 a year. Here's how you do that. And make sure you go by line and check every single thing, okay? So right here, locations, you don't want everyone in that location because that could mean people who are just in town on business or traveling through, right? You want people who live in that location. Then we're going to do, for example, Salt Lake City. And see over here on the right side, it says market, city, airport, address. Make sure you choose the city one. Then you can do a radius around it. You could do as little as a mile if you wanted to. You can do up to 50 miles. But for this one, let's just do 10-mile radius. And I'm just going to show you on the map. You could do more than one if you wanted. If I also wanted to do Logan, Utah, for example, we could do that. And here's what that looks like. Okay, it shows the two different areas that it's going to be shown in. For this ad, I only want it to be shown within 10 miles of Salt Lake City. You go down here and pick the age range. Usually if I'm going to be targeting homeowners, I'm going to run it to people over 26, let's say. You pick the gender, specific language. I always do English because if I get somebody speaking something other than English, I can't help them, I can't service them, and that's not a good experience for them. So I only show these to English speakers. Then detailed targeting. This is where you choose interests and demographics and stuff like that. So with this one, we want it to be shown to homeowners. So you go down here and look for homeowners and then demographics. Okay, see how these say interests? Pick the homeowner demographic. And then maybe I want income. So then income is also a demographic. We're going to do people who, you can click suggestions and then click all these. Unfortunately, you can't just say 50,000 and above. You have to select every bracket above that. So basically this has excluded anyone whose income is under 50,000. So here's how this works though. I want you to, because I made a mistake here, and I want you to see what I did. This is very important, and this is a very, very common mistake. So if you can avoid this right from the start, you're going to have much better performing Facebook ads. Notice this right here says, include people who match at least one of the following, okay? And I put them all in this box. So homeowners and income level are the same. So as this is written, they only, in order to be shown the ad, they only have to meet one of these. So that means anybody making over $50,000 a year could be shown this ad, whether they're a homeowner or not. But that's not what I want. I want them to be homeowners and make at least $50,000 a year, right? So what I do is you go down here to narrow audience and see it says must also match one of the following. Okay, that's crucial. And this is where I add homeowner to that. So now they have to meet this and this. Okay, so this is where you have to know who you want to target and who you want to see your ad. Now, you can also exclude certain people too, and I always recommend that you exclude realtors. Okay, so there's a job title of realtor, and then the suggestion option didn't come up, so we have to type some other ones in. So let's do broker, real estate broker. Notice that says fields of study. We're looking for job titles. Real estate broker. Then you just go in here. Real estate. Let's see what else we have. Licensed real estate broker. And go in there and find as many job titles as you possibly can. Don't choose the interests unless you're trying to do that for that particular ad. But if you just want to exclude realtors from seeing your ads, do the job titles and go in and find as many of these as you possibly can. There's more than just those three, but for the example, that's how you do it. So what this is going to do, and you can even with connections, you can say exclude people who already like your page, friends of people who like your page, so you can pick, right? If you're trying to get all new people, maybe you exclude people who already like your page. I don't necessarily recommend that. You just want, because if they already like your page, they're probably more likely to recognize your brand and possibly opt in and become a lead. You can save this audience to use again. Let's save that. We'll just call it test. But here's a summary of the audience that you just chose. It's very important to look over this. So anyone between the ages of 26 to 65, excluding these job titles, excluding realtors, people who match this income, okay, and must also match being a homeowner. We have it correct. You hit save, on to the next round, okay? Then it moves to placements, and notice we're still at the ad set, and it breaks it down. So there was audience, then placements. This is where you pick which platform you want the ad to be shown on. What I highly recommend for most of you guys, depending on the ad, is that you click edit placements, because if you do automatic, it goes to all placements. There's some that you do not want. Turn off audience network. Audience network is just out there and banner ads and stuff like that. You're going to get a lot of clicks, but they're just trash. Unless your ad is targeted towards getting people to open up Messenger and message with you, uncheck Messenger. Normally, you want your ad to be shown in the Facebook feeds and probably not even the right column. So you can uncheck the right column because nobody looks over here anymore. You can select marketplace. So if you have a listing or an open house or a rental, you can specifically have it show up in Facebook Marketplace. So that's cool. But you really want the Facebook feeds. Facebook feeds is where you're going to get the best leads. They're going to be more expensive, but they're going to be the best leads. And then Instagram. Experiment with Instagram. See if you're getting results from there or not. If not, you can always come in later, edit it, and turn off the Instagram placement. But for now, we're going to leave it on. You can even select if you want them to, let's see, it's right up here. All devices, or you could say only people on mobile, only people on desktop. I run ads to get people to listen to my podcast, and for that one, I want it mobile only, so then when they click the link, it opens our podcast app. It's not going to work on desktop. So that's how you do that. If you guys are just running your traditional real estate ads, that doesn't matter much. You could even select iOS or Android, which for me and my podcast, that matters. For you guys, it probably doesn't. Then your budget. Guys, normally I'd say do $10 a day. Okay, you could even start less, maybe $7. But here's the thing. You need to run your ad for at least 3 days minimum. Before you can judge if it's performing well or not, you have to give the Facebook algorithm enough time to do what you told it to do. In this case, we told it we wanted link clicks. We wanted traffic. So we wanted Facebook to find people most likely to click the ad and open your link. Okay? So we have to give it at least 72 hours to do that. Make sure you factor that in when you're doing your daily budget or a lifetime budget. So let's say we're doing $7 a day. So you're going to be spending at least $21 before you can decide if this ad is working for you or not. All right. I do not like to put an end date. Reason being, if your ad crushes it and does really, really well and you want it to keep going, you don't want to have to go in and edit it to change this. Just do it as run continuous. And if it doesn't do well, and if you want to stop it or pause it, you can just go in and pause it later. It's very simple. So you optimized for link clicks. That's what you want. There are some other more advanced options. I don't recommend you even look at those right now. I like to leave the bidding and everything automatic. Okay. It's more advanced and you can really make some mistakes if you mess with this stuff. Do not set a bid cap. Okay. A lot of times, if maybe you say, I don't want more than $1 per click, but Facebook isn't going to show your ad to anyone when other people are saying, I don't care what it costs per click, just show it up to $7 a day. So just know you have to give, at least in the beginning, you have to give Facebook enough time and budget to show your ad so it can start learning who to show it to get the results you want. Once you hit continue, it's going to take you from the ad set down to the ad level, okay? Now, this is where you do all the creative, where you choose what the ad looks like. So you choose your Facebook page, okay? So let's go back here. You can also, if you're showing the ad on Instagram, you can pick an Instagram account. So like for me, Search Salt Lake, I have a Search Salt Lake Instagram as well. You can pick that or have it shown on a different one. It doesn't matter. Here's the different formats. Carousel looks just like that. I know you've seen those where image here, image here, image here, and they scroll right and left. Single image, single video, slideshow. Slideshow I like because you can upload up to 10 images and it turns it into a video. Those are cool. But this is where you choose that. So let's just roll with single image for right now. Images, you can view their stock images. So if it's like for home value, let's say we do house. Okay, some of these are actually pretty good. Remember, right off the bat, the photo, even though it's a real estate ad, it doesn't have to be a real estate photo. The only goal of your ad, the number one goal, is to get their attention first. When somebody's scrolling through the news feed, you have to get their attention before they can even read it and look into it. So if you don't get their attention, it's worthless. So don't get so caught up on it being a real estate related image, okay? It could be an explosion. For example, you could choose this and say home values have exploded in your area, right? That's going to get somebody's attention versus just the front of another house that everybody sees. So let's do that. You can also pick multiple. So see how it says selected 1 of 6. Let's say we wanted to test out which images work best. So there's one, and then we also wanted to try out a house. Let's say that one. Okay. See 2 of 6. You can pick up to 6 different images, and it's going to create 6 different ads. So you can create up to 6 ads all within the same ad set that you already chose. And Facebook's going to run those ads, and you're going to find out which one works best. So if you find out this one outperforms this one, you can just pause this ad and let this one run. So that's what I recommend. Rather than just picking one, pick a few and then let Facebook show it and tell you which one works best. So those are the stock images. Of course, you can upload your own if you have your own image. Then you scroll down here, turn on ad previews. That way you can see what the ad's actually going to look like. So it's going to look like that on mobile, desktop, instant articles, all that good stuff, Instagram stories. So select the link you want to go to a website. Yes, text. This is where, so the text goes above the photo. So this is where text goes. Okay. And you can see right here, it changes. Add some emojis. I highly recommend some emojis here or there. It helps it not look so boring. Website URL. This is where you're sending somebody once they click your ad. So I already have this one in here. So if that's where I want somebody to go is the home search, cool. Then the headline's going to show up right here. So you could do something like that. Home values have exploded in your area. Find out. Click below. I know these are just examples, but it may as well give you some ideas too. Click below. There. So this is what that's going to look like. This is the text. This is the headline. Then this is the call to action. Right here, the call to action, we don't want it to say send message. You have all these options. You could do no button at all. Then they could just click the whole thing and it'll send them to the link you specified. You could do, I recommend download if it's a list of homes or something that they're going to get. Otherwise, do shop now if it's homes. But learn more. For this particular one, since its home values have exploded in your area, learn more, right? Ignore this overlay thing. This is not ready for prime time yet. This is not relevant to a real estate ad. Then display link, if you wanted this to say something other than searchsaltlake.com. Like if it was a really long, messy URL, you could tell it what you want this to say right here. Okay, so it could be apple.com, for example. See right there? It shows up as that. It doesn't mean that that's where it's going. That's just the display link. And then the newsfeed link description shows up under here on desktop. So that was a mobile preview. Then we do desktop and see how it has this right down here. This is the description. And it shows up right down here. Cool. Then you already have your pixel installed, so you click that and turn that on. And guys, at this point, you are ready to go. Make sure it looks good. Make sure it looks good on desktop and on mobile and wherever else. If it's Instagram, make sure it looks good over there as well. Look at those previews. Really double think this. Say, hey, does this get somebody's attention or not? That's the key. And then once you are ready, click confirm. It's going to go into a review process. It might take hours. It might take it up to a day, especially if you haven't run one before. But once Facebook looks at it and says, hey, we're good to go on this, it will be active and it'll start showing. And that's how you set up and create a Facebook ad.